We got Sin. We got Sin again. We have read a whole bunch of their work. And we get to read another one. The last one was like last weekend, I believe. The Repentant Lindworm was the last one. Yeah, the 2225. So now Zin wrote. Let me just get rid of all these. Wrote Gatherer of Gratitudes. Nice little alliteration there. I like that. We like that. Alright, let's read the last SCP of the day from Zin. Object class Ozine. I do not know how you guys pronounce your author's name. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-2239 is contained at Site 17 in an aviary outfitted with an artificial pond. Access to this is the second animal one that we get to read from them. The first one was the lindworm, which was like a snake-like being. Reptilian who wants to be a friend. Now we have this little guy. Look at him. Access to SCP-2239 for experimentation requires level 3 authorization. Personnel entering the enclosure are to be accompanied by an agent for observation. All morphological variations exhibited by SCP-2239 must be documented and SCP-2239's diet adjusted accordingly. SCP-2239 is to be visited twice daily by designated personnel to maintain its continued health and cooperation. Attentive care is to be taken when handling SCP-2239, as it has occasionally refused to eat unless fed by hand. SCP-2239 upon initial laboratory transfer. Look at this little guy. That's cute. Description: SCP-2239 is an entity that spontaneously experiences involuntary morphological changes, affecting both its appearance and bodily composition. Oh, was this a zebra before? Because of the black and white stripes. Affecting both its appearance and bodily composition. Currently, SCP-2239 maintains the form of a juvenile Chiloscilium punctatum, brown banded bamboo shark. Oh, okay, with winged structures similar to that of Sakia caronda, Japanese emperor butterfly. Oh, okay, sprouting from its near dorsal fin. Oh, like here, right here. Okay. It is noted that while SCP-2239 exhibits several lepidopteran behaviors such as sunning itself outside of water, it is incapable of sustained flight due to the distortion of its left forewing. When submerged, SCP-2239 flattens its wing along its back. Wait a minute. Okay, let's go on. SCP-2239 is believed to be sapient, see Addendum 1, but generally exhibits behavior consistent with that of non-anomalous organisms. When administered intelligence tests, SCP-2239 exhibits wildly different scores, suggesting cognitive instability. The forms SCP-2239 assumes are believed to be reliant on the individual SCP-2239 considers its primary caregiver. Throughout its transformation, it has consistently adopted appearances that elicit positive and protective responses in those who are most often the presence. I mean, yeah, I want to protect this little guy. The changes SCP-2239 undergoes invariably include signs of injury or malnutrition. While the extent of SCP-2239's metamorphic capabilities is unknown, it has never manifested a form larger than 0.5 meters in length, so half a meter. Which would be exactly that's half a meter, right? You guys cannot see that, fuck. Hold on. Hey, Nene's here, welcome. I'm almost finished with the reading today. So half a meter is, my whole leg is a meter. So half a meter right here, yeah. Okay, I don't know how exact my, what the exact half meter point is for my legs, but my whole leg is a meter. There we go. Nene, how was your stream? I saw that you were talking about Dragon Age. It's a series I have not fully indulged myself with, but I saw that you guys were deep in talk about it. SCP-2239 was recovered during a Foundation raid on Marshall Colin dog. Look, Nene, I think I found your little pet. It's a SCP that transforms into whatever animal like we deem likable. It was good. I'm just so hecking tired. I imagine like I'm also getting there. 3.5 hours of non-stop talking makes me tired too. SCP-2239 was recovered during a Foundation raid on Marshall Colin dog facility operating under the guise of a luxury pet shop. See stock was. Linform was not found in the same pet shop, was it? Or in the pet shop in general. Cease documentation indicated that SCP-2239 had been sold 5 times prior to the Foundation intervention. A signing requirement on the pet license required the owner to, upon the death, release SCP-2239 back to the pet shop. So, looks like the owners died. Like, okay, 5 times the owners died while owning this pet. Makes me a bit suspicious. Upon its discovery, SCP-2239 had taken the form of a Japanese bobtail cat with an injured foreleg. Okay, so it looks like the fact that one of the limbs or appendages seems to always be not fully functional. 3 weeks later, while held in transitional accommodation, SCP-2239 was reported to have adopted the appearance of various cat breeds. 2 of these forms resemble those of domestic cats owned by Foundation personnel managing the temporary animal shelter. When rerouted to anomalous specimen housing, SCP-2239 alternated its appearance between 3 different... Not again! Fucking hell. How's this happening all the time? Well, it's not happening all the time, but this is the second time today. It's the I have like there's built-in speakers. I had like they were here since we sold them. Well, not sold them, since I bought this apartment. I'm tired. I'm sorry. And for some reason, it's connecting to somebody else's fucking radio. Like there's like some frequency being shared. Like it sounds like it must be one of the neighbors, but I don't know who. And it happened like an hour ago as well. Where it was just went off. Yeah, it sounds like there's like a very heavy static, but there's also like some talking in between. I just don't understand. I don't know how to turn it off. Tomorrow I have to go downstairs to the concierge and be like, hey, it happened twice today, which is, it happens rarely, but like, the fact that it happens twice a day is really frustrating. Stab it. I tried to I bumped it once and it didn't change it. I will have to look if there's maybe one of the energy switches that just turns this off, because it's so frustrating to hear this right now. I don't like it. They've informed before remaining as a brown-banded bamboo shark upon its transfer to Kiryu Labs. And now it's gone. Pomeranian puppy, red squirrel, and eastern chipmunk. When placed under the experimental supervision of researcher Kiryu, it manifested its current form and was moved to its present containment. I tell you, Nene, that fucking jump scared me. I already had a nightmare last night that somebody broke into my apartment. So when I was reading, and then suddenly I hear another voice behind me. Well, it is above me, but I thought it was behind me. I literally was just going Jesus, and then I looked, and there was nobody there. And then I looked up, and I was realizing it was the fucking stereo. Yeah, that. I need to talk to the concierge tomorrow and be like, hey, is there a way to turn that off? As previous attempts to tag SCP-2239 for identification purposes were unsuccessful, SCP-2239 is to remain under Kiryu Lab supervision to encourage it to maintain its current form. As SCP-2239, various morphological changes altered its body structure and appendages. The tags and microchips implanted into it would disappear in between transformations. The process by which this occurs is unknown. Addendum 1. Upon the introduction of sand to its containment area for sunning purposes, SCP-2239 began to spend increased amounts of time outside of its aquarium, dragging its tail through the sand to create furrows. This behavior eventually progressed into producing identifiable Chinese characters, traditional and Japanese kanji. Observation periods were increased to twice daily interaction to facilitate further developments. SCP-2239's initial attempts to communicate consisted of partially formed characters written in groups scattered around its containment unit. Through encouragement from research personnel using extended interaction time and dietary supplements, SCP-2239 was gradually persuaded to form complete phrases and sentences. So if I get this right, if I want this SCP to be a dog, a Great Dane, for example, and I ask him to speak like "Row, row," could I technically make it into Scooby-Doo? SCP-2239, additionally of its own volition, developed a long side-stroke movement to indicate it had finished writing and was awaiting a response. Interviews were attempted but occurred at irregular intervals, as SCP-2239 would regress to exhibiting solely animal-like behavior following each interview. That's a lot of footnotes here. These periods of behavioral regression vary between 3 to 14 days in length, but have later increased in duration following most recent interviews. Okay, excerpt from interview 2239- translate from Mandarin Chinese and Japanese. The interviewer addresses SCP-2239 Japanese, while SCP-2239 responds alternatively in Chinese and Japanese characters / kanji. The recorded time of the full interview is 2 hours and 43 minutes. The following exchange comprises the last 90 minutes of the interview. Okay. How many different forms have you taken? Very many. I forget, but more so. I remember every person I belonged to. What do you remember? Bird whistles sung by human. Calloused hands smoothing my ears. A wrinkled, toothless smile. Sandalwood and jasmine scent on hospital pillows. There was always someone, but I never forgot the others. Do you remember the first form you lived as? Yes. A traveling tradesman. Unremarkable. One day he brought fruit from a street vendor. The human never looked at him. Merely fussed over a half-dead dog. Do you have any other memories of that time? Loneliness. Blank faces at the market. The smell of cold hay. My feet on the road. The sound of one pair of footsteps. How do you feel about your current state? I am fulfilled. I am content with affection given freely, no matter how little. SCP-2239 stops writing and approaches researcher Kiryu, moving in a swimming pattern consistent with hunger and anticipation of food. Researcher Kiryu provides a handful of shrimp before resuming the interview. If I may ask, do you miss being human? Never. Pause. SCP-2239 folds and unfolds its wings. I am happier. I learned to give. I learned to feel. Properly. This proper emotion, would you say it is love? Not love. Pause. Deeper. Truer. From the emotional independence from Japanese, yeah. It is all I need. SCP-2239's penmanship begins to deteriorate and become illegible after this point, prompting researcher Kiryu to discontinue the interview. Reading two different SCPs from Zin. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. That have to do with animals, and I just want to be friends with those SCPs. Shows that they have a knack for making good, like anomalous animals. I want if this SCP could transform into a wolf and stay by my side, I would die happy. We can communicate and live. I assume it lives a much longer life than a regular wolf. Friend for life. There we go. Yeah, that's a again, that's a very cute SCP to end on. Zion has a knack for cute SCP stuff. I don't recall if all of the SCPs were cute. I don't think there were, but like the last one I read, which was last weekend, that one was pretty cute.